Got a cramp in my hip. I hate it when I do that. Let me stand up. Dude, I'm getting old. To ride or not to ride? That is the question. Okay, moto friends, this is literally the third take of this video. First time I didn't the whole video and kept hearing a banging alongside the helmet periodically. That time I was done, I said, oh no, I think it's the mic cable. I never plugged the mic cable back in, so I got a bunch of video with no audio. The second time, which was earlier today, I had drilled a hole in my waterproof case so that I could put it on the mic cable through it. Well, I didn't drill it out well enough and it didn't fit flush enough to where the mic cable engaged, but it was enough to where it didn't get any sound at all. So I've drilled the hole out a little bit better, and we're going to do take number 3, see how it goes. Alright, to ride or not to ride? This question pertains to winter riding. While not a lot of people ride in the winter, there are some, including myself, who just can't seem to put the bike away for the winter. A lot of people who decide not to ride in the winter will go ahead and stop their bike insurance, save a little bit of money. They also put fuel stabilizer into their gas tank so it doesn't get all gummed up, and take the battery out of the bike or put it on a trickle charger. I don't really know exactly all you need to do if you're not going to ride your bike for an extended period of time, because that has not happened to me. So why do I ride in the winter? Pretty much the same reasons I ride in the summer. I enjoy it. Well, I've got a car I could ride, and I do drive it quite a bit during the winter, but if it's above freezing and the roads are clear, I'd rather be on the bike. Now, if you're going to ride through the winter, there are some things that you really ought to consider before heading out on the road. A lot of them had to do with the temperature, obviously. First, you gotta make sure you stay warm, because if you get cold, you'll tire out a lot easier, won't pay as much attention, and that's when you get in trouble. Plus, there's obviously wind chill is dramatically increased when you're on a bike, and you can get, what do they call that stuff? There's a biker. There's a couple out today. While I'm doing a moto vlog on winter riding, it is the middle of February, but it is 72 degrees out today. It's probably gone down just a little bit now that the sun's going down. But this is about 30 to 40 degrees warmer than it normally is in the winter. Heck, it was 30 degrees colder a couple days ago. Hey, there's another biker, and this will bring me to another point. While you might throw the biker's wave out to bikers during the summer, you're definitely going to throw it in the winter. Something about other people out on the road doing the same goofy thing you're doing. Of course, again, it's 7 degrees, ain't that goofy today. So you gotta make sure you're warm. I do that a couple of different ways. Got to make sure you've got a good base layer. I bought some stuff earlier this year that is windproof and a little bit insulated. Good base layer. And then I'll just wear my jeans, another shirt, and my jacket, and that will keep me plenty warm on the legs and the chest. My hands are a different story. A couple years ago I had some bar muffs, which you don't see a whole lot in the States, but apparently they're a lot bigger over in Europe. But they're like mittens that go over your handlebars. Looks kind of goofy, but it does block the wind quite a bit. This year though, I invested in a pair of heated gloves. They wire up directly to the bike battery, so I don't have to worry about them going dead on me. Now here's a trike coming up. I think, yep, trike. Pretty cool. So the gloves hook right up to the battery. It's a little cumbersome because you are tethered to the bike. Of course, it's down here right coming out under between the tank and the seat. And I've got it fitted to my heavy winter jacket so that there's no wires exposed. It's all running through the inside of the jacket. But you got to hook the gloves up to the jacket cuffs, and the winter gloves, the heated gloves, are a little bit bulkier and not as much, a little harder to use the hand controls on the bike. So if it's above 45 degrees, I'll generally wear a thin pair of gloves underneath my regular winter gloves. I like that a lot better. So that takes care of your body. Of course, you need to put something on your neck as well. You don't want any exposed skin, because you can get a frostbite. You don't want to get frostbite. Alright, the other thing you need to worry about in winter riding is the road. There's a lot of things that you don't think about normally, but in the winter it becomes a problem. Any amount of moisture near freezing is going to either be ice or sometimes black ice that you don't even see, but it's there. So if it is anywhere close to freezing, you've got to really consider whether or not you should be out on the bike. Another big thing in the winter road conditions is potholes. Potholes kind of pop up as the winter goes on. You get water into the asphalt, and it freezes and contracts and expands, and before you know it, you got potholes. So you might not have a pothole one day on your favorite road, and the next day you have one. So you really got to pay close attention to the actual condition of the road. If it has snowed, or they were worried about snow, you got to make sure that there's not salt or chemicals or sand or sometimes cinder that they might put down. Whatever your local community puts down to keep the ice off the road is going to put something down that's going to really reduce your traction if you hit that. Even if it's been a couple weeks since they treated the roads, if you haven't had a good rain in between then, it's probably still on the road. So you can't go crazy with speed in the winter if you've got any problems or any concerns about what they've put down on the roads. Finally, your tires are not going to warm up in the winter like they do in the summer. They won't be as sticky. The road is not going to be warm, so you've got cold tires on cold road. So that is really going to cut down on your traction. Because of that, you've got to cut down on your speed and your lean angle in the corners. I try to treat winter roads kind of like I do wet roads in the summer. I will try to keep the bike as upright as I can going through corners, which requires you to slow down a little bit and use body lean a little bit more to keep to adjust the center of gravity on your bike. So those are just some of the tips and considerations that you ought to think about before you go out into winter riding. Oh, another thing I ought to mention is cars might not see you in the summer, but they're definitely not looking for you in the winter. So you've got to do everything you can to increase visibility. So even though high vis might not be your thing, you might want to invest in a vest or a jacket that is high vis so that you can be seen. Lighter color helmets, high vis or white, are seen better than dark helmets. Anything that you can do to increase your visibility is an even better idea in the winter. Rider on the road, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. And that's the thing you can still do in the winter, is twist that throttle in a straight line. Of course, I was only going 55 miles an hour. Mr. Motor Rider, rider on a moto, boom ba-dum boom boom. Rider on a moto, boom ba-dum boom boom. Mr. Moto Scout, Moto Scout, Scout on the road, boom ba-dum boom boom. Riding his moto, boom ba-dum boom boom. Can't take yourself too seriously. Seriously. I've got to learn to turn that turn signal off. Or get me one of them there Harley Davidson with the self-canceling turn signals. Alright, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs down and leave a comment. Let me know what I can do to make it better, what I did wrong. If you've got any ideas for upcoming moto vlogs or have any topics you'd like me to address, leave a comment. I'd love to do a little research and see what I can put together for you. I really appreciate you all jumping in early on this moto vlog. Your support means a lot. Again, if you'd like, share, and comment on the videos, it'll go a long way to get this thing off the ground. So until we ride again, ride safe and enjoy the open road.